Hi, guys. Welcome to another night of Sunday Night Live with the Positive Vibes. Your regular host, Rupert Palmer, and you're tuned to the I am underscore Rupert channel, YouTube channel. Just want to say welcome to everyone. Oh, we have persons already joining this broadcast. Thank you so much. As you guys know, we come to you each and every Sunday night, 9:30, for great session of communication interaction, bringing you positive vibes and anything that's hot off the press that you need to know about. In addition to that, guys, other than just coming and we talk about stuff, I always try to bring information that is so important to our people, whichever sector, whichever sphere of life. I always try to do that. So I want to say welcome to you guys. Welcome to you tonight. And in case you're going to be here for the first time, welcome to you, right? You know the tingle. And my regular peeps was always religiously be here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tonight is going to be a program that, or a live stream that is filled with a lot of information, pertinent information, and so much so in times like these, it's so relevant. And I'm glad tonight I'll be having a guest tonight who have also experienced what we're going to be talking about. And tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about mental health. Mental health is real. And, we have seen where mental health is no respect of person, male, female, young, old, whatever. Once get into that state of depression, and it leads to that mental health illness that a lot of people recover from. And tonight we're going to be delving into that person with personal experience. We're talking about how they overcame that sickness, that unfortunate struggles with mental health. So tonight we have everyone on here. Oh, we have RN2 CEO on here. Welcome. My wife is also here, Kathy. Welcome to you guys. Oh, the chat is growing. And guys, as you come on in, please, first of all, please give the video a like. All right, the live a like. Please do. Please do. You guys must have noticed that according to the title, oh, N Hill. Oh, good, go, my sister Amoy. Okay, we have N Hill here, who is a sister of Amoy. And wow. Thank you so much for joining. And please don't forget to subscribe, all right? And share. Thank you so much, N Hill. Really appreciate you being here tonight. And now, guys, we're going to be going into a wealth of information. My wife said, looking sharp as always, my love. You know the thing go. I'm trying. Thank you so much, hon. Thank you so much. I always try to do that, Yeah. We have Dorothy Smith here. You say good night, everyone. Dorothy Smith, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Momentarily, we're going to be bringing in our guests. I just want to, create that foundation, and just want to say hi to everyone. All right. So, guys, you see the topic. We're going to be talking about mental health. Guys, I've noticed over the past couple of weeks, and this has really spurred me on, I thought about bringing this to the forefront, but incident that took place, we heard about this lady, Spalding, Terry Spalding, who was a Miss Jamaica representative pageant, and she has committed suicide. Someone who was going through mental health and depression and all of that. And as of late, we heard about another young businessman out of Jamaica who actually committed suicide with a weapon. And it's sad. It's sad how mental health is destroying our people. And as I said, young and old. Oh, we have Santini Stoner here. All right, you hear from me. Good night. Yeah, destroying our people. And from my understanding, when someone is going through the struggle, it creates an isolation. And so for tonight, we're going to be hearing from my host, from my guest, rather, So welcome one and all. Welcome. If you're here for the first time, please do give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I also share this on my Facebook page so I can maybe see persons from the Facebook link who will watching, right? So as soon as our guests arrive in studio, which will be anytime now, I'll bring her in and then we'll get right into it. And right into it, guys, right into it. We have Kay and Kev here for the first time. Welcome, Kay and Kev. Oh, my Lord, have his mercy. Thank you so much for being here. And that just goes to show that message is out. Okay, and I'm going to add device not connected. Um, you probably have to, your microphone is mute. All right, so your microphone is not connected. It says mute. So unmute your mic. Our guest is ready to be here.
Can let me log out and log in back. Saying that the
Okay.
browser has blocked my.
All right. So she's gonna go out and I add her back. So we have Damian Brooks here. Good night, Damian Brooks. Good night, good night. And RN2 CEO says she's looking forward for this. And I must tell you, RN2 CEO is a nurse, and she share knowledge and of this particular topic that we're going to be discussing tonight. Guys, I feel really excited about this. Really, really excited about this, and hoping that even one person will be benefited from this interaction we're having tonight from our guests. Oh, Elaine Lidner in the house. Elaine, you see, I made you one of my moderator without even telling you. And I'm so happy you're here tonight. Thank you so much for always being here and your support. Guys, it's a wonderful feeling to have persons who support you, and it's a family. I see YouTube space as a family because of what we bring to the table. And so for persons enjoy we have Grace McNeil. All right, Grace McNeil is here. 2:37 in the morning. Oh my Lord, Grace McNeil. Thank you so much, Grace, for being here. It's a very interesting topic, and not hoping, I know that everyone will be benefited from this Kay, you're here for the first time. All right, Kay, thank you so much. Please do subscribe, Kay. Please do subscribe. And guys, as you come in, please like our guest will be in momentarily. What I'm going to do, let me send the link again because she had to go out and her browser seems not to want to open up that. So let me send the link once again to her and see if that will work. So guys, give me a moment here. Let me try send this link again to our guest. And I have something more to tell you guys about our guest here. Wow. Okay, sorry. Let me do what I'm doing here. I'm going to put it in the chat. Let me put it here. Copy. Yes. Okay. Okay, I hope my guests will see that in the chat. Click onto that. Let me send it out. Okay. If you cannot get back, I just put it in the chat so you can click on it. All right? All right. And now we have Ann Vernon World. I'm here for the first time. Thank you so much, Ann Vernon. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. My guest seems to have spread the word. Marcia is here. Big up, Marcia. Big up, Marcia. Marcia, I'm telling you, Marcia Thompson. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're waiting for our guest. Oh, it says device not connected out of the stage, but let me see what's happening. She's connecting. He's connecting. Oh, wonderful. Guys, our guest is here. Welcome, Amoy, to our live stream tonight. And guys, I must tell you, Amoy is my cousin, right? So that's family. So welcome to you, Amoy. Thank you so much for accepting.
Good night. Good night. Thank you for having me.
Be here. You're so welcome. And it seems like you have spread it far and wide. I have a lot of first-time viewers here tonight. Thank you so much She went out again. Probably some internet connection.
I am
Um,
here. I'm here. I'm just taking up something.
okay. Dorothy
I
Smith
just
is
switch my
here.
camera off for a bit. I'll be on.
Okay, no problem. We have Dorothy Smith and said, Amoy is my goddaughter. Oh wow, wow. I'm so proud of her. For real, very strong person. So once she get back into the on stage, we'll get right into it. And guys, you can ask question. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm gonna open like um closer to the end of the live stream, I'll open the phone lines and persons you can call just to ask questions, and you could also type in the chat. All right. And Damien Brooks said, first time for such an interesting topic. Thank you, Damien. Thank you so much for being here. Very interesting topic. Very interesting topic. And I'm so pleased and I'm really, really happy that I've got this chance to bring this out on this my platform here. All right. So Amoy is back. Welcome once again, Amoy. Thank you so much, cuz.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. We have Shanique Gallimore Morrison here. All right. So I don't want to waste a lot of time, Amoy. Um, all my platform people welcome you here tonight, and you brought a host with you. So thank you for that. We hope that this live tonight will really be beneficial to a lot of folks, and we know it will be. It will because
It will.
it's a serious thing that we are facing today: mental health, depression, and all of this thing. And so I thank you for being here. All right. So Amoy, just to build context, to build foundation, we want to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're from, how was your school days, something. Give us something. Tell us, introduce yourself. What happened? You turn a little angled off.
Good night.
You turn your camera. Yes, that's it. Right there, right there, right there. All right. So take this time to introduce yourself, where you're from, your early days, school, and all of that. You can go ahead. Introduce yourself. Oh, we're having some technical issues for audio. She's frozen. She's in Jamaica, guys. She's in Jamaica, and you're frozen. Guys, I apologize for those technical difficulties. Internet is something we have no control over, but we just want to apologize for that. But we're going to be having a great time. Hopefully, connection will be restored, and we can have a great time tonight. All right. Amoy is not hearing me. No, she's frozen. Internet. Oh, she went. Oh, she'll come back. All right, guys. I could have gone ahead to say some things about her that I know about her as my cousin, but I want her to tell you guys. To tell you guys. She'll. I want her to tell you guys. All right. So, guys, I thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience in this time. We're having some technical difficulties, and that will be sorted out. Right. This topic is so important that we thank you for sticking around because definitely tonight is the night, right? So until Amar gets here, I want to say thanks again to everyone who's been here for the first time. We really appreciate you being here for real. Let me add her back. She's coming in again. All right,
Can
let's
you
see.
hear me? I'm sorry. Are
Yeah,
you hearing me now?
we're hearing you. We're seeing you. Perfect. Everything good. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
So I said, my name is Amoy Blake. I am from Silent Hill, Jamaica. Yes, big up everybody from Silent Hill in the house. Um, I went to Moravia Primary School.
My school, my
After
primary
which
school.
I transitioned to Edwin Allen High School,
Big
which
up.
I met a lot of great people there. I was a part of the Edwin Allen High School track and field team. Still a part of them, yes, because I leave not because I left there, that means I'm not a part.
Right.
I transitioned on to South Plains Junior College, where I got a academic and athletic scholarship. I stayed there for 2 years. Then I went to Texas Tech University. All wasn't well there. It was where, I went downhill slightly, but thanks be to God, I am here and I am alive. How can I forget? I
Hey,
grew up in the church. I probably wasn't
yes,
a Christian then, but I grew up in the church. If anybody knew my grandmother, then you knew I would have to go to church every
yes,
Sunday. My grandmother was a prayer warrior, somebody who believed on the foundation of prayer. And yes, the mark was on me. She laid the foundation, so I had to take up the mantle. I remember going back home in 2022, and my cousin, her name is Marlene Da Costa. She looked
mhm,
at me and she said, "The seed was already planted, and you have received your grandmother's mantle." And I started to laugh because, it was true. My grandmother was a warrior for Christ. May her soul rest in peace.
amen.
And
That's
that's where I
good.
learned a lot of the golden rule. We had to participate at the age of 10, 9 or 10. I was
Mhm,
writing the Sunday school minutes, my
yeah,
cousin and I. So we learned a lot there in the church. They said the home is the first place of socialization, but the church is the second place where you
yeah.
learn the golden rule, you learn a lot about life and all of that. So thank you for having me on here
My
again.
pleasure, cuz.
Mr. Rupert, my cousin, thank you for having
Yeah.
me. I want to thank all the persons that came online with me tonight, and thanks all the other viewers that are here listening to what I have to present tonight. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much, Amoy. Michibu in here. Big up Michibu. Amoy, you mentioned we know we're going to the same school, same church. We grew up together, right? And you mentioned you were a part of the track team at Edwin Allen, right? And you got a
Yes,
scholarship from there, right? You got a scholarship to is it Texas or something like that?
to Texas, correct.
Yeah. That's how good she was, guys. Big up to Edwin Allen team. You guys know how Edwin Allen team have mashed down the place every year at
Every
Penn
year.
every year. Edwin Allen, the most most progressive and fastest runner there from Edwin Allen. Okay, so after you went to Texas, came to the US, you went to Texas. You mentioned that that is when things started to go down. You want to talk about it? What put what anything you want? It's up to you to whatever you want to discuss. Somebody said Edinali number one, Darty Smith. So what Texas? You ran there. You went to that on a track scholarship. How was your performance there?
Well, when I was in high school, I did perform well. I want to say thanks to all the persons who encouraged me to start it track and field, because in primary school, a lot of persons who have known me from the community that I came from, that I was fast enough, and I didn't want to join the team in high school. I was like, no, son, not me. The girl them too tough. Me can't bother with that. And the fact that I wasn't going to school regularly, being that it was my grandmother alone, and
Yeah,
at that point she got sick, so she wasn't able to work the regular 9 to 5 that she normally would have worked to send me to school from I was younger, because she had me she took me from my parents when I was 3 months old, and
yeah,
you would have known that, cousin, that
yes,
I
yes,
was behind
absolutely.
her, and if she didn't tell me that she wasn't my mother, then I
You
wouldn't have
wouldn't.
known.
Mhm.
um and it said it take a village to raise a child. So a lot of person raised me in the community. I can say a lot of inspirational. You were one of them as well. You were always encouraging us in the church. The
Yes,
person on the guitar whenever we have choir rehearsal, or all of that, you were always there rehearsing with us and encouraging us that we can make it, that we are young but we shouldn't look at ourselves like that. We have a voice, we can speak. And
yeah,
while I was in high school, I discovered that I had talent, but a lot of stuff affected me. Like, I wasn't confident in myself, knowing that I could do it. Yes, I had the talent, but talent, not just talent, gonna take you there. You have to have confidence, you have to have a drive, you have to have discipline. The discipline was there, the talent was there, but the confidence wasn't there. I believe that it was due to the fact I wasn't raised with my parents, and it troubled me because I was like, why is it that all my siblings live with my mother and father, but I had to grow up with my grandmother. Not saying that my grandmother wasn't loving towards me.
Right.
And back in the days, sometimes them people never know if you tell us say, "Oh, I love you." They never know if
Correct.
they pour into you. They
Yeah.
do. They love you, but they're not going
And
to tell you and say,
don't
"I
verbalize it.
love you. You are beautiful. You are smart. You are intelligent."
Yes.
But they say, "Go wash your plate." They could
Yes.
tired or they use so negative words
Yes.
when they want
Yes.
you to do things, not knowing that these things can affect you, especially a child like me that grew up with my grandmother at the age of 3 months old, not seeing a mother, not seeing a father. So the least negative words that they say would probably trigger a negative reaction in me, thinking that I wasn't loved, thinking that nobody cared about me, being that I didn't grow up with any parents.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I was thinking, oh, I wouldn't say maybe. I was thinking that I wasn't loved. I was
Right.
thinking that, oh, my parents, they neglected me, they rejected me, they didn't wanted me. Maybe that wasn't the case at the time. But
Correct.
that was my thought process.
Your thought
And
process.
growing up, I felt out of place. I felt like I didn't belong. But the fact that I was so active in the church and I wasn't that outspoken growing up. I wasn't that outspoken. I was quiet. If they take
Yeah.
me to concerts, I would sing. If they put me in any church activity, I would do the role. But outside of that, I would just sit down and like that, and they'll be like, "You're like your mother. You're so quiet. You wouldn't talk."
Uh,
Nobody could get me to speak like this.
right.
Growing up,
Right.
I was always in a little corner.
Mhm.
In Jamaican term, kuch up in a one corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when it comes to doing stuff, when it comes to the talent, the gifting, I wasn't a public speaker then as much.
Right.
But thanks be to God that His grace is sufficient. And He said that the righteous is as bold as lions. So I want to thank Him for that spirit of boldness that He has placed within me. And when I went to high school, I didn't do it in seventh grade. The person who have known me from my community, they would have encouraged me. I didn't do it. But in eighth grade, I had a bet with one of my classmates saying that if you come at track practice, I'm gonna beat you. And she said, "No, you can't." I said, "Yes, I can beat you."
Yeah.
And I went one evening, and that evening when I went, they had a time trials. And when they had the time trials, I ran left majority of all the persons in that age group that I was running with. And the coach was like, he called me up and was like, "Where are you from? Who are you?" And the evening I was heading to Spalding's. And I remember Santini and Shauna, they were like, "You're from Spalding side?" So the
Mhm.
first way I see you. And I was
Yeah.
like, that is because I didn't go to school that much. And from then, they adopted myself and another young lady, her name is Natasha Hill. They adopted us as their younger siblings in a sense, because in school you have to have big brothers and big
Right.
sisters that would have paved the way and that would have groomed you and help you to go through, when you're in school. And going to school in grade 8, I wasn't going as much, being that again, because of poverty stricken,
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah.
able to go to school like the ordinary student. I would lock myself in the house, I would cry, I would speak negative things over my life and say, "Oh, that is why nobody care about me, nobody love me. I'm nothing." I would look at myself like that and I would see other persons better than I am. I would say, "Oh, I'm a nobody." I wouldn't
Okay.
say these things that persons hear, but I would lock myself and I would be like, why is it that
Leave. Yeah.
everyone else is going to school, but I can't go? And because of pride and shame, I wouldn't come outside. Nobody could get me to go outside of the house during school hours because I did not wanted anybody to see that I wasn't going to school.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My grandaunt would have said, "Get a book, read." And I'm like, why would I get a book and read? That wouldn't help me. Like, they're saying, even though you're not going to school, get a book, read, find something to do. I'm like, these are not the materials that we are learning in my head. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that, oh, if I even read a book or read a textbook, how am I going to gain understanding? Being that there's not an instructor in front of me that is teaching me, and they're saying, "Oh, you're not going to do well," and I'm like, already known because I'm not going to school. And I could remember my cousin. Her name is Marjorie Anderson.
Margie.
Whenever she can, she would have,
Yeah.
assist me. My grandaunt at the same time, they would have assist me, but not that they had other persons to assist too. So it's not like a case where they could take full responsibility for me at the time. And my grandmother, she wasn't well. If she was well, then I know I would have been taken care of properly.
Right.
You weren't there at the time. You were out of the picture at the time. You were overseas, so you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I
So
left.
yes, you left. So I was there struggling to go to school. And whenever Santini and them they would get a chance, they would try to reach out to me, but they didn't have any contact information. They only heard about where I lived. They've never been there before. And I remember one day,
Mm-hmm.
um the coach from Kingston, his name is Kurt Douglas. He said to them, she's too talented not to be in school. And I remember he journeyed to Silent Hill. First time coming there, he
Wow.
asked question and he took another young lady. Her name was Andrea Sutherland. And he came there and he said, "No, you have to be in school. We have to come up with an idea and come up with a plan so that you can, enroll in school and go to school like regular student." Because even when I wasn't going to school, I was still performing well
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
the athletics, and I wasn't doing that bad in school, but because I wasn't going that
Regularly.
much, my
Mhm.
grades would have dropped. I went to high school in the second, we had 11, 12, 7th grade, and I went to high school in the second brightest 7th grade, but then I got demoted. Each year I got demoted because I wasn't going to school that much. If I went
Regularly.
to school 5 times within the year, I would have gone a lot.
Wow.
Um so I started getting like feeling these negative notion and having all these negative thoughts. Why was I even here on the earth? I'm
Mm.
like, when my parents say, why my parents got me here? Because nobody care about me. That's what I'm saying, because I'm not going
Yeah.
to school like the regular kids. And even at those times, suicidal thoughts came to my mind.
So it was at
And
that
I was
early
like, no,
stage.
I'm not going to do it.
At
I'm
that
not going
early
to do it.
stage, mhm, it
At
came
an
to your
early
mind.
stage, and at an
Mhm.
early stage, I didn't feel love. I remember going to a person's house, and some foreigners came there and they started hugging me and saying that they love me. And I was like,
Wow. Mm.
what is this? Like, I didn't know what love was, and it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and somebody look and say, she don't know what love is. That's why she is reacting that way.
Wow.
I felt offended when the person said that, but it was the honest truth.
Right.
And
Mhm.
I remember after a politician lady, may her soul rest in peace. She saw me and she said, "What do you want me to do for you? Do you want to live with me? Or do you want me to give you school supply?" I was thinking, I was like, why if me live with her at least I go school every day. But if
Yeah.
she give me book supply, then
You
what
might
me I
not.
go do? So it
Yeah.
was a harsh decision to make. It was a tough one for me, being that I've never been away from my grandmother, and it was hard. And when I was living with the lady, I struggled because I
Mm.
wasn't used to being in a new environment, being away from my grandmother. So I
Yeah.
ran away and came and went back home. Stayed there for long. I went back home because I wasn't used to a different lifestyle. I was
Right.
used to
Right.
being around my grandmother from I was 3 months old. So being away from her at that a teenager, just going into the teenage stage, it was a struggle for me. I would have cried, I would have isolated myself. I didn't know how to speak with them. Like I would have locked myself in the room and they'd be like, every day she lock up in the room. Why? It's just that I didn't know how to
To,
express myself as an individual, being that I was inside of a little box. I wasn't out there like that. And while I was in school, the coach, I was one of the reason why the coach decided to start up a dormitory, because a lot of girls that were in my position too, they couldn't go to school, but they were talented and smart. So they started a dormitory, and then I didn't get to live on campus at the same time. I was living with Andrea, right, known as Delcita.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I had some rebellious
Del,
ways,
you
being
mean
that I wasn't.
Amoy? You mean Delcita
Yes,
the actress?
Delcita, the actress. So she,
Delcita.
yes,
Okay.
man, she helped to groom me. She helped to groom me and help me to learn some things that I needed to learn as a teenager.
Okay.
However, I did not live with her for long. I had to board on the campus because being that she was a little distance away from the school and I
Mm.
had to train and all that, I was living a little distance from her. But nevertheless, even now, she still keep in communication with me. She
Wow.
still advise me on certain stuff, being work-wise, not, I wouldn't say financial wise in a sense, but like even with the book, she gave me some insights and stuff. So she still advised me and encouraged me to keep my head up and you know never give up on life. She didn't know I was suicidal either. She didn't know all of these
You
stuff.
know that.
Still,
Wow.
I couldn't get adjust to anybody. Like I was just stuck in that little
You got
self of
yeah.
mine. I couldn't open up. I just stuck in a little thing and saying that I didn't want and I remember I performed well on the track after I'm finished and they'll be like you're so talented but you're so quiet, not knowing that they didn't know that it's because I wasn't loved. I didn't know what love was. I didn't know how to express myself to person, being that I grew up in that little shadow. I didn't know how to come out and speak. I would speak among my peers, but that was it. And if you knew me, then I would speak up in front of you, but otherwise I would have been
Yeah.
quiet.
Person,
And I
right.
remember with the help of my coach, Santini, Shauna, Natasha, at that point, when I couldn't some of the time I didn't have money to go to school and Natasha would share her lunch. She would split the lunch in two and we would eat from the same little box. Santini at times, he didn't have it, but he would have given me lunch money sometime and said, this is for you to come to school tomorrow. Shana would have done the same and all of us sometimes eat out of one little box.
Right.
You wouldn't have imagined. And
Yeah.
they would have checked up on me and to make sure that I was okay. I even had a phobia when I was running. I wasn't running to my full potential. I would have trained hard, but when it comes to the track, like I don't know, there was a phobia going out there, fear. Like I wanted this, but something was holding me back. Like I couldn't understand my purpose. I didn't know what my purpose was. I couldn't find my identity. And being that
Mhm.
I could not find my identity, I couldn't let go and go out and be free. I had the
Yeah.
talent, it was there. But when I went out there, it's like I was always finishing third at champs, second at champs, within that region. But I wasn't able to. When I have the baton, I was a different person because I know my teammates were depending on me. But individually, call me the female assaulter, in a sense. I
Yeah.
would have sports anxiety.
Mm.
Um, when I was younger, I had my godmother. I lost touch of her. I remember when I was always going to Kingston, she would have sent clothes from America. And I think she went to Small Island before. So if she's buying something for her daughter was 1 year older than I am. Should have bought the same thing for me. So at that point I, felt like a little twinish.
Right.
And I remember going back to Silent Hill East End. So I was like between Kingston and country, and I was like, why I can't be stable? Why am I always if
Been back
six
and
months
forth.
in Kingston, six
Hmm.
months? I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I was like, is it I'm here, I'm there. I don't know why I have to be up and down, back and forth. I felt out of place. And I remember in high school, I started performing good. My coach would have helped me. He's a good man. He helped me with my school fee when
What's
I
the name of your
needed
coach?
monies to go to school. Mr. Michael Dyke. He would have
Oh,
he would have assisted me in the best way possible. And if I needed personal hygienic stuff, he would have got it for me as well. I remember when I was about to migrate on my scholarship, no monies, nothing. He said that he would have paid for my visa, but then I would have to find a way to pay for my airfare.
hmm.
He paid for the visa application, and each time I'm traveling, he would have paid for my visa application. Nobody would have known this. He
Wow.
would have paid for it and would have told me not to tell anybody because he don't want to seem like he was I was a favorite. He
Favorite, right?
knew that I was struggling and another person didn't know the depths of my struggle. I didn't tell him either. He probably just have probably
Just
have
see that.
discerned that
Yeah,
I
just
was
to see
going
that.
through a lot and he would have stepped out and helped me and tried to find individual that would have helped me. Every year I was going to Penn Relay. He would have paid my visa fee. I wouldn't have to worry about that. He would have covered that.
Cover. So big
And
up to Mr. Dyke. Big up to Mr.
yes,
Dyke.
man, and even when I was doing CXC, would have been between him and Andrea Del Cita, right?
Big up to
And I think
Delcita
my
too.
father at that point had helped me to pay for my CXC subjects, and I did pass all of them. Glory be to God, even though negative words were passed over my life that I wasn't going to pass my subjects,
You
but
passed
glory
that.
be to God, I did pass them. And I also remember while I was when I was supposed to leave and I couldn't find the fare. I couldn't find the plane fare. Me tell you the truth. I went out there. I never knew anything about man. Never knew anything about sex. And I can talk about these things because guess what? I've overcome. I
Amen.
overcame and I said, God, I don't know enough about me. I wait for you fail me. I mean, no see no help. So guess what? Me I go to go looking. I met this this guy and he promised me the world. And I've never been out there. I grew sheltered. I grew up sheltered. You would have
Yeah.
known this. What my grandmother
Yeah.
was.
Mm.
I grew up sheltered despite I was from a low socioeconomic background. My grandmother wouldn't have allowed me to go there and ask any men for anything. And being that she wasn't around, I said, God, me have to go Frank, I have to go make it. Me now go stay in Jamaica and suffer because I've seen all my other siblings suffer. They struggle. My mother
Mhm.
struggle. My father struggle. My auntie struggle. It was like a generational thing. I said, I am going to be the one to break this
Break it.
cycle. I am not. I said, God, if it's even to go there and look a man and then give me things, me don't know what's going to happen. I remember going to my dad and I asked him for monies that I wanted monies to help to pay for my plane fare to go over and he was like he don't have it. Not even a US he can give to me. I cried and I was like, oh my God, being that I'm getting an academic and athletic scholarship and I'm going to be stuck here in Jamaica. And I remember I went to Christiana that day and I was walking around, I was begging. Nobody knew that. I went up
Mm.
to Tasty Street not knowing that the man was my cousin, Mr. Jenkins.
Eh?
I said, listen, man, I have to go overseas. Then I had to make pride get out of the way. I said, I have to go overseas and I don't have enough money to pay for my airfare. Please, I'm asking you. I didn't have a letter. I did not, I just went up there and I said, please,
Yeah.
I'm asking you for some funds to assist me. He said at the time, I think he gave me $10,000. He said, my business is not going as fast as how it used to go before, but I can assist by giving you this. And he did give it to me, and I'm grateful. I
That
didn't
is
know he was my cousin. I didn't know.
Jenkins. Which one of the Jenkins? Which one of them?
Tasty Street, Tasty Street.
Okay, okay, okay. Mhm.
Yes. And he gave me some funds. And I said, God, what can $10,000 do now? So I go talk to the guy, and the guy promised me I end up sleeping with him. Because he told me he was going to marry me and a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, okay, at least I'm getting love. I thought that was love
Mm.
at least.
Yeah.
Being that I didn't get a motherly love, a fatherly love, so I didn't know what love really was. So being that he's telling me all these nice things, I thought that it was love.
Hmm.
And I didn't get any money from him or anything. I locked myself in the room. Everybody was outside laughing and talking. I said, I'm going to kill myself.
Wow.
This is before I went to college. I said, God, I'm going to kill myself. And I remember tying the rope around my neck. Everybody was outside having a jolly good time. And I locked myself in the back room of my grandaunt's house because I would have been from my grandaunt to my grandmother's house or to my other granduncle house, Mr. Vincent, as well. Sometime I would have
Yeah.
been there. Probably go to my Auntie Maggie house sometime. But that
Mhm.
day I locked myself in the room and I said, God, I'm going to take my life because I don't see the reason for living. I talk to this man, no money, same thing. Everybody is rejecting me. Everybody is looking down on me. I took my CXC. They told me I was going to fail, but I got all subjects. I took my CAPE subject. I got them. I said, persons telling me I'm going to be like my mother. I'm going to have 9 kids. So I guess this is it. And I remember tying the rope around my neck in the room. Nobody know this. Up to today, they didn't know.
Well,
And I
I know.
tied the rope. And while I was tying the rope, I felt a force pulling the rope. And I said, what is this? Why is it I'm tying this rope, but something is pulling the rope? I can't understand what is going on. I keep tying the rope, but something pulling the rope. I said, what is this? I don't understand. Then I got fed up and I came out and I sat down out there. And they didn't even know that I was on the verge of committing suicide. I tried it in high school to an overdose. They didn't know.
Mm.
And I remember I was there and I said, God, if this is you, help me. I need help. I need help. But I didn't tell anybody. And I remember Olivine, my cousin, she called and she said,
Yeah.
yes, she said, I might not be able to help you, but I was talking about your situation to somebody. You may not know this person that well. And,
Mm.
I was like, okay, but I spoke to him and he said he's going to buy your plane ticket to go over. My plane fare was 900 US at the time.
Wow. Them
One
time
way. And he
money.
bought the ticket. I was supposed to leave the Friday. And he bought the ticket the Thursday. Look at God.
But God,
The
right?
Wednesday I didn't see my plane fare to travel. And that was my cousin Aston Mason.
Oh,
Comrade.
comrade. No, comrade is a
He said
blessed. Is a blessed individual. He helps
he
all his
called me
family.
and he said, I value education.
Yes, comrade.
And the fact that you want to go to college, I'm not going to allow you to blighted your future. I am going to help you.
Big up to comrade. Big up to comrade.
And I felt a beam of hope. I felt light. I felt good.
Yeah.
I felt like, oh yes, I'm going somewhere. And then my aunt, I didn't open up to her. Charmaine. I didn't open Claudette. Charmaine, Auntie Charmaine, Miss Joyce's
Mm,
sister. I
mm.
didn't open up to her and tell her what was going on. And when the day I was about to leave the Friday, I went to visit her the Thursday. She said, Amoy, you buy up all your things and picture with. I said, Auntie Charmaine, I don't have anything. She said, why you didn't say something to me? I remember the suitcase, Lord God. Hey, my mom, she didn't have she borrowed, she begged a suitcase. The old first time suitcase that my
Hey,
modern
grip, hey,
time.
grip. A grip, grip.
They could grip them. That time grip now we are getting a grip stop where. So that me
Yeah.
get me said Jesus, I cried. I cried because my mother didn't have any money to buy any suitcase for me. And my auntie said, why didn't tell me I had that time that you were traveling, and she gave me 50 US dollars. When I got to the airport, my bag was overloaded.
Mm,
Nothing good in there, still some old something. Because I didn't
mm.
have much clothes then. And
Wow.
I remember I was crying because I was like, God, you're taking me out of something and you're bringing me into the unknown. I don't know what I'm going into. And I was at the airport, I was alone crying, it was alone tears. I ended up leaving my cell phone, so I couldn't tell anybody goodbye. I don't know what happened. Like I forgot my cell phone. So I didn't have the time to say goodbye to anybody. And I was just in the airport crying. I was looking at the suitcase and even though I'm talking about it, I'm crying. I didn't know I was going to cry. And I was crying. I was saying, God, why did you put me in this family? I'm telling you the truth. I said, God, did you create me to suffer? Did you create me to go through all these struggles? But nevertheless, I was saying, God, I don't want to come up in your face. It's not like I'm being ungrateful or anything. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful that you didn't allow me to kill myself. I'm grateful I'm going into the unknown, but I don't know what I'm going to expect there.
Mm.
And I remember I got in another old suitcase again. When I landed, they were laughing at me.
I grip,
Because I
grip,
ended up
right?
meeting
That's a grip, right?
I ended up meeting some other athletes that would have been at the school. I didn't know that they were there. And they
Mm.
were laughing at me. I said, look at the suitcase. I come with some clothes. Oh God, they have to give me clothes and stuff. And I want to thank God for them. I
Yes.
remember the dark mother didn't have any sheet to sleep on. I was sleeping on the bed, the empty bed, because I didn't have any sheet. I didn't have any money to make any purchase for nothing. I couldn't wash my clothes or anything because They didn't responsible. They weren't responsible for your clothing. They were responsible for food and for your
Right,
personal
right.
hygienic stuff. You would have been responsible for that. So I remember calling Mason again. I said, God, I don't want to pressure this money now because I'm already pay me
But it,
playing
it,
fair. So I'm going to beg him again. And I put my pride aside and I asked him, and he said, he give me something. And then what we would have done as a group of island girls or Caribbean girls, we would have juggled together. So if one person get money that week here, we would have
mm,
tried to make ends meet so everybody can have their chores done and everything. So we work together. And that is
yeah.
how we survive. We
In
work
Texas,
together
right? In Texas.
in Texas.
Mm,
Was a group of us, and Shauna and Shaki would have gone ahead of us, so they would have given us some little what you call it, housekeeping stuff that we could do so that we could survive. And I remember in college I still struggled with my identity. I didn't know who I was. I was trying to figure out who was Amoy. I couldn't understand. I'm not going to give you everything because other stuff is in this book. So I
yeah.
can't give you,
Yeah,
everything, but my book
we're gonna get
purpose.
to the book, yeah, and then we want to ask persons to purchase the book. We don't want to talk all of the thing of the book, but we're gonna get to
No,
that.
we're not gonna talk everything. We're gonna use wisdom tonight. But
Correct. I want to buy the book.
I am a victim of suicide, and I'm not ashamed to talk about that.
Mm,
I am a victim of suicide. You're looking at somebody that did not try to commit suicide once, nor twice, nor thrice, but 7 times. And seven mean completion, though. That means you have to come to an end.
yes, yes, semi completion.
So,
Yes,
so 7 time, and it
and
was
God,
still a no.
and God
It was a
just
yes for me, but it was a no for God.
mhm. God have a
It was a
purpose.
yes for me. I'm gonna take your life, but it was a no for God. I
Yes.
even overdosed. Come say, look at that rope tying thing and I go work. I
So you
was
try
like,
to
look at this
overdose.
rope tying thing. I don't know why, what is going on. And most demons are who are pull the rope.
Mm.
Who's pulling the rope? I don't know. I
So
said, who is untying the rope? Like literally, who is untying this rope? And I want to die.
so when you overdose, what happened? How
When I overdose, each time I overdose, they wouldn't have known either. I overdosed twice at my friend's house. I'm sorry, she probably listening now. She didn't know. It's her first time hearing.
wow.
I overdosed twice at her house and they took me to the hospital and they probably wondering what's going on. What happened to her? What she eat? What happened? But they didn't know that I attempted suicide. I overdosed in at my godmother's house. She didn't know either. But
Mm.
it wasn't as heavy as before. And
Right.
the time that I overdosed, the thing is, I try to do it when persons weren't around. So that time that would have given me time to die.
Oh my
But
God.
that wasn't the case. God didn't wanted that. He
Right,
wanted
right.
me to live.
You have purpose.
Because purpose cannot die, and I wouldn't die leaving my purpose hanging either. The pain
Right.
that I was going through, it was to be birthed. It
Yes.
was my purpose that needed to be birthed. So hence the book came Purpose Birth through pain. It's a lot of pain and most of
Yeah.
the pains are in this book.
In the
I
book.
can't
Right,
talk
right.
about it
Correct, correct.
because then I will be talking about the book. So
Yeah.
most of the
So
pain is birthed through the book. And I'm an overcomer and I had an altercation last week with somebody that would have led me back down the road. And I said, I stand in the mirror and I started reading. So I said, identify you. I know who you are. You're not going to allow me to kill myself, you demon of suicide.
mm,
Wherever gate you come to, I close that gate. I renounce you. I reject you. I am not that. I will not accept that. I am who God say I am. I am not what the spirit of suicidal say I am. I am not what person say I am. I am who God say I am.
that's
I am
good.
the head. I'm not the tail. I am a royal priesthood. I'm an overcomer. I'm looking at myself. I said, no, no,
Wow.
no, not me. A person who have been praying over suicide for the past month. A
Mm,
person who have been interceding for other persons. for them not to commit suicide. I've been praying over the spirit of suicide, and I was crying when I realized that persons are committing suicide. And I said,
Yeah.
God, I wish I was there to
Right,
help
right, yeah.
them. I wish I was there to listen to them. I wish I was there to hear their story. Because sometimes all they need is somebody to listen.
Listen, yeah. Because one of the things that I seem to be the thing with persons who are in deep depression and mental health and suicide, they are isolated. They
Yes,
are
it is.
isolated
Isolation is
themselves.
a very huge key factor.
Right. That's what. Yeah. So I know you stayed in that isolation mode for a while. So whenever you break away from that, it does it make you feel good, or it just momentarily, and then you go back into the box, right?
All
Isolated.
right. When you're in isolation and you're trying to derive from that, and you're trying to come out of that, and you're at a place where you think that you are healing, and just one trigger word can bring you back down to square one.
Yes. So
Person looking at you and saying, "Oh, look at you, you look so ugly." Just a simple word as that,
it can bring
you
you
go back
back.
down to square one. So we
Mm.
have to be mindful of how we speak to persons that are healing from these stuff. We have to be careful what we say to them, our tonality, how
Mhm.
we look at them.
So
And depression is real and it's hard to come out. It's very hard.
smart. So
Very,
in
very
other words,
hard.
why? Let's say someone is in that state, right? Depressed and that mental state, right? And
Hmm.
someone say something or do something that want to put you back. How you overcome that? Is probably there might be somebody out there tonight, not probably not watching this, but later may run across this video. What would
I'm
you
not
say to
sure
the
if
person?
you
Oh,
see on my if you're seeing my wall here.
mm,
If you're seeing on my wall here,
uh-huh.
these are sticky pads that remind me of who I am.
Okay.
So whenever like any negativity wants to creep in, I get up and I look and I said, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." And I
Yes.
start to speak to that spirit because these are spirits. And I
Yeah.
said, "You spirit of suicide, you are forming against me, but you will not prosper. You will not succeed because my Bible tells me that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. The word of God declares to me that greater is he that is in me, that he tells me that I shall live and not die to declare the works of the Lord God Almighty. I started declaring what the word say. I'm a royal priesthood. I'm a holy nation. I am beautiful. I am
Mhm.
loved. I am chosen. I am healed. And when you started speaking those positive things, you start to live it. If we look back in the word, when God said, "Let there be," there was. So
There was.
whatever we think, that is what is going to manifest. Whatever we believe, that is what is going to manifest. If you believe that you are failure, then failure is all that what you're going to see. If you
Mhm.
believe that you are not good enough, then that's what you're going to see. If you're believing that, "Oh, if I don't do this, then. And the other thing is, we cannot live to please people. That is where we go wrong. The people pleasing trap. We have to be careful of that. Let them talk.
Yeah.
Let them say what they want to say. If they say you're a junker, well, for your business that if you want to say me a junker, but I know I'm not that. If they
Yeah.
want to say you're selfish, let them say it. But tell yourself you're not that.
There's a more
I
about
remember
you.
somebody look at me and telling me I'm ungrateful. I same time I felt something heavy came over my head. I didn't want it to speak up because I respected that person. But I had to
Mhm.
say something. I said, "Listen, I'm not that."
Yes.
I
Yes.
said, "I am not that." And they teared the eyes and said, "Yes, you are." I opened back my eyes and I said, "I am not
Not that.
that."
Yes. Yes.
They said, "Oh, you're a liar." I said, "I'm not that."
So you have the
Because if the Spirit
intention.
of God lives in me, then it's the Spirit of truth that lives in me. And if He is my Father and He is the Spirit of truth, then I am truth. The devil is the
Absolutely.
father of lies. So I am not that.
That's it. That's it. So that's one way of dealing with persons who want to get you into depression by being negative. All right.
Stay
During
away
your
from negative cycle.
negative
Stay
cycle.
away from negative people.
Yes, yes.
Try to find positive circle. Read a book. And what to do if you see even somebody that you think that is depressed or about to commit suicide. Ask them question. If you think you are not able to ask the person directly, seek help for them. Tell
Yeah,
the
yeah.
person that, you know, that you are there for them. Tell the person that you do not want them to die, that you love them, that you care about them. Tell them that I am here. And just listen.
I just want to expand this a little more, yeah, because not everyone, just like in your case, not everyone knew that you were suicidal and going all through these situations, right? But
Mm-hmm.
what are some of the signs that person can detect if they are keen enough? What are some of the signs that we should look for as a person out here? If we see these
Okay.
signs, we know that that person is going through, and what are some of the signs?
All right. Withdrawal is one of them.
Hmm.
So they withdraw from people. They lock themselves in their house. They don't talk to people. Um, Always making statement, oh, I'm going to kill myself, or trying to figure out how they're going to kill themselves. Probably I did that. I made a will too.
Oh, you planned it out.
Yes, they plan it out, like literally. They plan out how some of them plan it out. I did. I said, well, this is what I leave letters for everybody. Oh, mom, dad. It's like a will, like you're, and if you have to start giving away important stuff, things that you love dearly that you wouldn't even, because you're going to die now. So you're giving away your stuff.
As you said that, something occurred to me. So if I should see somebody who started giving away stuff, and that person is not that person have a lot of stuff, you know what I mean, will start giving away stuff. Is that a sign that that person
Not
is
just giving away, because you have some persons who are generous and some people, some
no?
persons like the Holy
I
Spirit
mean,
might have spoken. But if you have to watch you have to watch their body language as
body
well.
language. Okay.
Watch the body language, watch eye contact. Just look at them, and you can look at somebody and say they look lost.
Yeah, yeah.
They look. So you look at the body language and the gesture and the eye contact that comes with these giving away. So, you give away this, and oh, I don't want this anymore. And they're just giving away stuff, and then anxious. They're very anxiety just kick up, aggravated, irritated easily. The things that they were interested in doing, they're not interested in doing anything
No.
no more. They don't want to do nothing. They probably just want to sleep, or they probably can't sleep. They just up looking in the ceiling. All of those things, those are
Mm.
signs. Very sad. They're always sad. They probably used to be a rosy person, a jovial person, but they're not that person anymore. They're just sad. They have a sad countenance. And the words are few. Okay. Yeah. We don't have much to say. We don't have
Oh,
much to contribute. You have to watch out for these trigger signs. Some of them, they will cry out for help. But because people don't understand, they probably say, oh, I'm going to kill myself. We don't take those things lightly. We
mhm.
cannot take those. And when you go now, oh, go and go kill yourself now, and I run them for go do it. Because they must say,
Yeah,
see, they don't love me, they really want me die. No, even if you know, so you think a joke they want make,
yeah.
even if you think that they are joking,
Go in. Take it serious.
console them and say, no, I don't want you to do that. I love you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are love. You are special. I remember when I was in New York, and I was with my godmother. And even, when I was younger, I was very talented. I don't know, you might have left Jamaica. You probably wouldn't have known much about me then. Because
Mhm.
we grew, and
Yeah,
we still have known you and all of that. And if you come and visit every now and then, you would have stayed for a short while, but not long.
yeah.
I could have I can help myself on the drums. Remember I used to sing growing up.
Yeah.
Um, a lot. Yeah, I used to act in the church. Acting is one of my pet peeve. I used to write a lot of compositions and stuff like that. I was good at that, and remember our church was a praise, a worship church. We're not going to prophecy a silent hill.
Prophecy.
It
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
worship church, so we
From the
knew how to
church.
worship. And they have us on the praise and worship team from we were young.
Yeah.
From we were young, they always involve us in every church activity. And I remember my godmother was saying, "You can do this," and I'm like, "I should not leave me alone. I just want to die."
Mm.
But she was speaking positivity in my life, and she was like, "Come out of it, man. Snap out of it. You go
Yeah.
all right." I mean, I said to myself, say, "I'm not going to be." I was so deep into depression. I even remember going to my cousin in Florida, and they were trying to your daughter, and
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
trying to speak some positive, but
Remember.
it was like I was like deaf. It's like I wasn't hearing what they were saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't registering. Nothing was registering. People were talking, it wasn't registering.
Yeah.
I remember my best friend calling me and said, "I want you okay. Well, make sure you're okay." Blah 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 that. I wasn't having it. I was just wasn't listening.
Yeah. I
All of that
remember
stuff
that.
might have triggered, huh?
I remember that because even when you were in Philly, you're going through a lot of stuff in Philly. You know.
And you gave me that cell phone, I remember.
Yeah. You got a lot of stuff in Philly, and I don't want to really go through that. You know what I'm saying? And then you went to Florida,
Mhm.
and then so after you went to Florida, that's when you went back to Jamaica, right?
Yes, the
All right.
Lord told me to go home. But
Yeah.
people were saying, oh, she glad tell her to go home and she not have a sound mind. But God
Yeah.
speak to us in any and the funny thing was, even though I couldn't remember a lot of stuff, I remember God speaking through me. So his word when he said he will not leave you nor forsake you, he still speaks and he still guides. And people were saying, how comes you're of an unsound mind? That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't remember a lot of stuff. But you are going home, you're traveling alone. But the Lord wanted me to come home, and I remember going to a prophetic service here in Jamaica. And the prophet said, "You were obedient when the Lord told you to come home." Many might have come questioned it. Why you came home? Because he didn't know anything about me. I'd never met this man before. I don't know him from Adam, he don't know me. And he said, when you left America and came home, it was the Lord that told you to come back to Jamaica. You did not come to Jamaica of your own free
Yeah.
will. The Lord
I remember
told you to go back, and
when
you
you say
went back.
you're going home.
And
Yeah.
that is where my healing started.
Yeah. I remember you say you're going home.
And
So you
nobody
went.
could convince me of not going home. I was like, I am going home.
Yes. Yes. So when you went back to Jamaica, right? You went back and you was a part of a particular church or how? Because
No, when I came back to Jamaica, I wasn't going to church. I was home for the most part of it. I remember going on my doctor's visit because they were treating me for depression and mental thing there. And I remember the doctor looked at me and said, "Miss Blake, we can't help you on the medication. I'm gonna do nothing for you. I'm gonna just turn in a zombie." And he was like, "We cannot. There's nothing I can do to help you."
mm,
And coming from a medical doctor speaks volume.
yeah,
And I started crying. And it's so funny, like God bringing these stuff back to my memory. And I started crying and I said, "Okay, doc, I understand." And he said, "But do you know a man named Jesus?"
wow,
I said,
wow,
"Yes, doc." He said, "Only him can help you at this point."
mm,
Because of that point, my brain was fried. There was no coming back.
mm,
Based on doctor's report, based on the report of man, based on my family. When they saw me coming back from America, your daughter can tell you, I was
yeah,
weighing probably like 70 pounds or less.
yeah,
I was weighing, I wasn't, I was gone down to nothing.
mm,
I
yeah,
was gone down to nothing. And I remember while I was there, And when I go on my doctor's visit and he want me to make a fist, I can't even make a fist. My veins, you could see the green veins in my hand. You could see all the green veins showing up. And I remember the doctor said, no, only God can help. And I remember when he told me that, that's what I needed to hear. That
Yeah,
was
right. Yeah.
a positive reinforcement for me there. I started praying. When I said I prayed like never before, I prayed like never before. And I read the word. The word became I don't see myself reading the word now. Like how I was reading it then. The word became my best friend. And I remember going to my bed and I had this vision that I met this man of God. Never seen him before. I don't know what he looks like. But in the vision, I was lying in the bed. And it was an open vision. I saw him literally walk in the house. And he put his shawl over me. And I saw his face. And when I went to church this Sunday, I said to myself, but I want to go to church. She said, I'm going to carry it to a friend of mine. I don't know the man. When I walk in the church, the same man that I saw that came in the house and put his shawl over me and then he took it off back and put it over him like this. It was the same man I saw in the church.
Wow.
The same man. And he always prayed with me and he always encouraged me. And when I didn't want to take the medication anymore, my stepmother was forcing me. And she was like, you have to take the medication and you want people to laugh at you. You want disgrace to come to our house. I was like, can you just believe in God with me? That I am the Lord that healeth thee.
Yes.
I am the Lord, your healer. He sent his son and healed my disease. He is the Lord, my healer. I said, can you just believe? In my mind, that's what I'm saying. And sadly, I had to move on because not that I don't know, her faith at that time wasn't as great as my faith.
Right,
So her faith was in the medication, that God was going to help me through the medication. But my faith was that He is the Lord. He let me. He is the Lord, my healer. I've already been healed. He sent his son, and my disease was already healed. He is the Lord, my healer. And I had to move out, and that's when the true healing starts. Because I was just relying on the word of God, and even when the depression went, I said no. I said no. The word of God declared that by his stripes I am healed. His word declared that healing is the children's bread. His word declared for this reason must the Son of God be made manifest. And for this reason, I went through depression, I went through madness, I went through, Lord God Almighty. I remember even the doctor tell me I have hypertension, high cholesterol, and low blood pressure. Me look on that and say, no, doctor, not me. I don't have that. For 8 months straight, he was saying, be careful, you can fall down and die anywhere now. I said, doctor, I'm not going to fall down and die. I do not have low blood pressure. My blood pressure is normal. You know what I said? It is normal. I left the medication. I left the prescription on the doctor's table. I didn't take it up. I left it right there. I left the prescription right there. And can you believe it that 8 months? It took 8 months for that low blood pressure to come back to normal. And never again it showed up. Never again. And the thing is, when I went to doctor, I said, doctor, check it again. When he said it gone, he said, check it again there for me. I beg you. 3 times I met the doctor check it. I'm go back again one next time and check it again. He said it's normal.
Wow.
So what kind of God is this? Even sickness have to bow.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
So I was going through and the suicidal, it didn't just, and the depression, it didn't just heal by itself, but God Himself healed me. I remember before I came back to Jamaica, my breath was leaving my body. Most of these things I didn't share with people. And when I turned myself to the wall, I said, God, I am not going to ask you for 15 more years like King Hezekiah. All
Mhm.
I'm asking you for is a second chance.
Wow, it's
And if you give
powerful.
me a second chance, God, I promise I'm going to serve you. I'm going to go on the highways, the byways, and the edges, even though I'm going through a warfare. And it's within the church. I love my apostle, I love the members. But this warfare, I'm not going to say it's because of them, because each time we have to, even in our own household, we go through warfare.
Yeah.
And it's to go to the next level. And I
Um,
am taking it with a smile.
yes, yes,
Because guess what? Sometimes the God allow you to go through certain warfare to prepare you for that which is
absolutely,
about to come. So this
absolutely.
depression and this suicide that I went through, almost death experience that I've keep going through, is for me to pull some, for God to use me, because it's not me, it's not by might, neither is it by power, but it's by the Spirit of the Lord God Almighty to pull somebody who is going through.
Yes,
And
yeah.
can you believe it that for the past weeks I've been speaking to persons who are on the verge of giving up,
So God is
persons who
using
want
you.
to commit suicide, persons who are depressed, persons who are going through a lot. And I'm saying, God, I'm here going to my storm. I'm here fighting my own battles. But yet still, while I'm going through my storm, you're still using me to pull persons out. That goes to show that it's not about me.
Okay. So, Amoy, um, you went through all of this. When actually, did you have any inclination that you're gonna write a book someday? What
No.
propelled you to write a book? What propelled you? What caused you to write a book?
So what caused me to write this book was from growing up I was always writing like composition, and then I would write and tear them up.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in CX GSAT I got 12 out of 12 for composition. When I went to high school and I wrote the composition, it the composition it I got 100. And I said, God. Then I remember in college now, being that I wasn't going to school like that in high school, and my interest, I lost interest in writing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember in college, my instructor called me and said, did you know that you can write a book? I laughed. And she said, I'm going to help you to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, I'm going to come to your office. I didn't show up. I went home and I laughed. I said, this woman, what's up with this lady? Think me I go write a book, not me.
So you didn't show up.
I didn't show up at her office. I dodged her the whole time. I remember a few years ago again, a prophet came to me and he said, you're going to write books. I laughed. I said, not me. Um, even I laughed and I said, not me. Year before last, I was going through a warfare. Like I said, God will allow warfare to arise for that purpose that is inside of you to be birthed. And I
Mm.
remember I was going through a heavy warfare, a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. And I feel like it was just me and God. And the prophetess came and said, you're going through this because you have to write the book. And if you don't write the book, you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop. Go through, go through. And then say, all right, God, I hear. I can start writing the book. I come, go through this, go through this. And I started writing. And when I started writing, I put it down again. I got discouraged. I was talking to a pastor friend of mine. And when I was talking to her, somebody I went to high school with, and we're having a conversation, and I said, she said something about you need to write. And I said, I started writing a book, but boy, I just put it aside. She said no, she would call me every day, every single day. Do you start writing the book? I said, Miss, I don't have a computer to write it on. I don't have a laptop, so I can't. So I borrow one. I borrowed one, the person, they were using it, so they couldn't give me to really use. That's how I
Right.
wanted. I started doing it on my phone. You didn't know that the whole thing got deleted?
Oh my God. Eh?
I said, God, maybe it's not in your will for me to write this book, I don't know. I started to get discouraged again. Persons, just random Christian persons, started messaging me about purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, God, I hear that, I need to continue.
Right.
I started again writing and writing and writing, and she persons kept encouraging me. And here you go, here is the book. And
Wow.
while I was writing, I was saying to my godmother, I'm doing something, but I don't want to tell it. Some she said, well, you don't have to tell me anything. Once it's something good that will help you to go forward. And being that I'm in Jamaica now, she have looked out for me a lot too. I'm not going to say I have persons like D Simit would like reach out to me every now and then and said, woman of God, continue to push. Other persons like Natasha, she would reach out to me. We haven't been corresponding for a long time, but sometimes God have to separate us for a season and for a
Yeah.
reason and then put us back together. So
Right. Right.
we were separated for a season. I don't know what was the reason, but God knows. And she's been encouraging me to other persons have been encouraging me, have pastors, apostles that have been encouraging me, other persons, to push, to carry on. And when some of them hear the story, and it's not about me tonight, it's about persons to know that they can overcome whatever obstacles, whatever situation that you are going through. Just know that that purpose is inside of you, and that purpose that is inside of you is to bring glory to God. And
Mm-hmm.
that purpose is not just one thing. It's a lot, some persons have a lot of gifting on the inside. So don't think that, because I can cook, that means don't limit yourself to say that, I'm just a chef. But try to identify the other talents and gifts
That you
that are
have.
inside of you and use them for the glory and the honor of God. Ask me 10 years ago if I knew I was going to write a book, I would have said, it's not foolishness.
Yeah.
Ask me
So
10 years ago if I was, I wouldn't say 10, or about 11 years ago, if I was going to serve God, I would have said no.
so
But look
you
at me now.
you're right. So you started writing this book. You have
Hmm.
challenges. It's
A
like
lot of
everything
challenges.
you're gonna be challenges, right? But I'm glad I see your status overcomer. I'm more the overcomer. So being an overcomer, that means you're going to have challenges. That there's always something for you to overcome, right? So your life will be
Yes.
that kind of challenges as an overcomer. You overcome school, all the struggles, and at this point in your life, you're now become an author. The title of the
Hmm.
book is what's the title of the book?
The title of the book is that purpose birth through pain. And
Oh,
what is one of my guided tool? I remember my apostle was telling me at one point, stop remembering the one bad that a person do, but remember the 99 good.
yeah, correct.
And with that 99 good that a person does, try to do at least one good to somebody else as well. Don't
Correct. Yeah.
remember the 99, the one bad that somebody
One
does
bad.
to you to stop you from doing good to other persons. But look at, and I took that with me. And sometimes I'm going through, maybe what I'm going through for this season, I have to talk to this person, I have to talk to that person because they might have gone through that. So they would have been the person to carry me through that. So
Absolutely.
maybe a person is going through suicidal thoughts. No, I want to commit suicide. I want to take their life. Maybe they're going to reach out to me and say, Amoy, this is what I'm doing. My job is not to turn deaf ears on them, but my job is to listen. And what I can say to persons now here listening, if somebody come to you with a situation, embrace them, love them, because even this week, I think a 76-year-old man committed suicide.
There's
It's
a, there's a
very
30,
sad.
there's a 30-year-old guy who did it just a couple of days ago and from
Mm.
Norbrook.
Wow.
Right. So you wrote this book, the title of the book, um, and most of your life story, all that is in the book because purpose birth through pain, yeah? Because you have suffered all this pain.
I won't say everything is in this book, but
A lot
a
of
lot of
it, right?
stuff is in this book that will help you to overcome and to identify your purpose.
Hmm. How can one purchase this book? Is it on Amazon? You know
It's
how
on
how
Amazon, it's on Barnes and Noble, and I do have hard copies with me as well.
as well. So guys, you're watching this right now. I'll be watching later. All right. You can purchase this book, which I'm going to also put in the description. Purchase this book on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, right? And any other place that you have it? Are you sell your
Just
hard copy through your
I
church and
have
all that?
hard copies with me. I have
Right.
hard copies.
So check out Barnes and Noble, check out Amazon for one more time the title,
Purpose birth through pain.
Purpose, Birth Through Pain. How much it costs? How much does it cost?
All right. So if they should buy the hard copy from me, it would have been $3,000. If it is online, it would have been
3,000 Jamaican, guys,
17.
3,000 Jamaican.
3,000 Jamaica, not US. Sorry. So if you purchase online, it would have been 1750 US
1750 US. Okay.
for
That,
the
that's
for the paperback, and then for the Kindle would have been $9
So
online.
there you have it, guys. I want you, please support my cousin Amoy Blake with on her book. Please just check out on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Most people these days they buy on Amazon, right? People go to Amazon, have it delivered. So I'm asking everyone
Yes.
of you here tonight and who'll be watching this live stream and the replay, please support Amoy. Purpose, birth through pain. She has been through it, guys, and she's a living testimony of what God has done. Sorry. We want to show her some love. Show her some love. A powerful testimony. Powerful testimony. And I've seen a lot of folks in here tonight. Doreen Small, Arube, RN2 CEO, Damian Brooks, Janet Hay, all of my persons, they are here tonight. Elaine, Lidna, Michi Boo, everyone tonight, please, Jamaica Uncle, please, guys, support Amoy on purchasing one of her book, and you can purchase one for a friend because we need to share. We need to share these experiences and help her to become one of the most accomplished author. And I'm sure there's going to be a second book, right, Amoy?
Yes, the second book maybe for next year, but that book is called, should I say it or not yet? It's
Don't,
too
don't say
early.
it. Keep it up there. Oh,
All
Marie,
right.
one in the house. Big up to you, Marie. Right. So, guys, please, everyone on here, please
And
support. Go on.
I just want to say shout out to my godmother. Shout out to you, my cousin, and thank you for having me on here. And I want to shout out Santini, D, um, my church family. I don't know if they're on here. I want to shout out Miss Charmaine Bent. A lot of shout out is in this book too, you know.
Okay. I call
Evangelist Nicola Clark. A lot of what this page. One page in this book is for acknowledgement, and I may not have acknowledged everybody per se. And
so
you
please.
know what? The good thing is they say no one better than yard and we are born. I went
Yeah.
back to Silent Hill the other day and I felt like a celebrity there, to be
Uh,
honest.
that
So I want to
means
say big up Silent Hill, massive. Pick up Silent Hill. No one no better than you don't be that yard, no one no better than we are bad.
Yeah, for real. Everybody I
Yes.
tell we come from Silent Hill. I say, where is Silent Hill? Mr. Wolan, my district is so famous, one of the best because it borders three parishes. And that's what I use.
Four. It's four.
Manchester, Senton, and Trelawney.
No man, Manchester Clarendon. Come remember we're in the middle, so we can see Spaldings, Christiana.
We are Clarendon.
But we still at the middle, must Silent Hill at the middle, you know. So we have
Oh,
to
but
part of Clarendon.
well, all right. So that is how unique our district is. We're so poised in that area. The geography
And it's
is
not
great.
silent. It's not
It's not
silent.
silent. Not silent. Natural resource. Everything is great. So big up to everyone in Silent Hill. Big up to everyone. The Church of God of Prophecy. Sister
Yes.
D. Okay. Sister D. Big up to
The
Sister D.
greatest Sunday school teacher, Sister
Yes.
D.
Yes. Big up to everyone. Amoy, before you go, I just want you to just look into that camera and just in about 3 words, a 3 word sentence, 3 word sentence, tell those who might be going through severe pain of mental depression, mental health, depression, or suicidal thought and ideation in 3 words, a 3 word sentence. Look in that camera and say something to them.
All right, before I do that, let me big up the Connecticut Massive as well, because I don't want to get in trouble tonight.
Yeah.
The Connecticut Massive and my family, my mother, my father. Let me big them up before I get in trouble, because I don't want to, them going to big up some and I big up some. So let me big them up. Edwin Allen crew, those,
Edinal
I
for
don't know,
real.
Facebook crew, everybody, big up yourself. So what I want to say to somebody that is going through depression, 3 words.
Yes.
You are loved.
Amen. That's the best thing you could have ever said. You are loved. That is the most powerful 3 word sentence that ever be, because that's what Jesus, so God, Jesus preached love. You know. So you said it correctly, very profound. Amoy, my cousin, I'm proud of you. I'm proud
All
of you.
glory to God.
Proud of you, and I thank you for being here. And we're gonna come back for another session, right? Because you have it all to talk about to be an. Uh, you know what I mean? I love you. I love you, and
I love you too.
you're doing great. And I'm gonna be purchasing one of your book. I'm asking everyone here tonight, please, to purchase a book, Purpose Birth Through Pain. It's 17.50 on Amazon. Kindle is $9, right? Thank you for your
Yes.
tenacity. Thank you for your love, your for family, the love for the Lord, and the way in which you're conducting and doing your thing. God bless you. And you're
And
overcomer indeed. You are an overcomer indeed. All right.
love for Jamaica.
Every flag there. And guys, she most of you I've ever seen it. She's an athlete. She good. She set the record and get scholarship and come at America and a scholarship, athletic scholarship. So Amoy, thank you so much for being here, and all everyone tonight on this live stream, those who came in through you, and from my supporters. God bless you. Thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate the support and the love and the kind words. And I'm sure you're blessed. Guys, if you were blessed tonight by this powerful testimony of our dear sister, let me see you put a one in the chat. If you just a one, type a one in the chat or a heart, something just to show appreciation for tonight being here to have her on this platform to go through this great experience and testimony. All right, there we go. RN2CO1. Come put a one in the chat, guys, just to show appreciation and love to my dear cousin. And also remember to purchase her book, which is on Amazon, and for us here in the United States of America, and all over the world, because I have listeners and supporters all over the world. So, guys, you can get it on Amazon. All right, go to Amazon, make Amazon run out. Yeah. and purchase and
Wait,
share. Buy
before
a
you
copy.
go, buy Ways and Edges. Big up yourself. I
Yeah,
forget. Oh my God, Lord God. I don't want to get in trouble, so let me stop the big ups
yeah.
because
So thank you guys, Mari Hoffman, Doreen, everybody's put that one in the chat. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. God bless you, Stacy and Anarchy, Elaine, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Amoy, once again, thank you so much. God bless you.
thank you
I
for having me. God bless you.
So the thing go, big up cause. All right. Thank you
Shalom.
so much. Have a great night and God bless you and your
You as
daughter.
well. God bless you.
Right? All righty. Thank you. So, guys, here we have it. As always, I always say, in all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. May you continue to be blessed. May you have a great night. Wherever you're watching from, a great morning, a great afternoon. It's different time zone. I want to say thanks to everyone tonight. God bless you. Thank you for your support. And remember to purchase the book. I'm going to be putting that in the description. Purchase her book and support her. God bless you. As I always say, in all that ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bless her to my wife who's always been here with me. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a good night, everyone.